Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Nolene Ebel-Ame. In-depth analysis of the federal government's major boost in job creation to train 10 million Nigerians in financial skills, investment and digital literacy. An expert will provide insights in the course of the bulletin. Stay tuned. And we begin with the power sector, where in continuation of its investigations, the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Power Reforms has engaged officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria to explain intervention by the federal government on power from 2015 to date and its impact on power affordability to consumers. National Assembly correspondent Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports that some electricity distribution companies also appeared before the committee to clear grey areas in their zones.
The power sector reforms in Nigeria has been a process that underwent physical development aimed at improving the performance of DISCOs and GENCOs to meet electricity demands. There has, however, been a persistent shortage of power and the high demands from consumers. At the interactive session, committee members say many DISCOs relied on the existing equipment, thereby not performing optimally. This necessitates the engagement of the central bank to detail the committee on the interventions to GENCOs and DISCOs since privatization.
In the power sector, the interventions, the loans and the rest, CBN was fully involved. And when we're talking about settlement now, why is CBN not involved?
Will that money not go from central bank to the commercial banks of these beneficiaries?
We are aware of the federal government's proposal to intervene in the power sector by settling the previously acquired debt.
And with the determination of the present administration coming up with reforms, I believe if everybody key into the objective, we'll be able to get over all this challenge.
Jos and Enugu DISCOs took turn briefing the committee on their successes and challenges. Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company also submitted the required documents for scrutiny as a fallout of the committee's oversight visits. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, under the Renewed Hope agenda, is committed to entrenching gas as the backbone of national energy architecture, supported by institutional reforms, regulatory enhancements and investment incentives. Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekperikwe Ekpo, told participants at the Nigeria International Energy Summit that the commitment is leveraging the Decade of Gas initiative for robust harnessing of Nigeria's enormous gas reserves. Lydia Sampson reports.
The speakers here agree that gas remains the cornerstone of Nigeria's energy transition plan towards a cleaner, more secure and inclusive energy future. The minister sees it also as the bridge fuel linking today's realities with tomorrow's low-carbon ambitions.
May I, at this point in time, reaffirm the unwavering commitment of the federal government of Nigeria under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR to building a gas-driven economy that delivers prosperity at home and credibility abroad.
We have to accelerate the gas infrastructure development through the support that we always give as a regulator by issuing the permits promptly and making sure that they happen.
Panelists insist the transition must be holistic.
One of the major focus of the Decade of Gas now is addressing the power sector illiquidity. And so a lot of work has been done and is being done, and all the stakeholders are collaborating.
We need the economic signal that tells us the investment is safe and is rewarding enough for the development risk we're going to undertake.
The Gas Master Plan, I must congratulate NNPC and the ministries for putting out a document that is not a sort of a general plan. It's an execution document.
Government is, because of this, promoting development of gas-based industrial hubs across the country. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
In other news, the federal government has commenced a nationwide free training program on financial inclusion and literacy following the signing of a memorandum of understanding with 6 professional bodies. The initiative, implemented by the Office of the Vice President through the Presidential Committee on Economic and Financial Inclusion, chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima, is designed to equip 10 million Nigerians, particularly women and young people, with essential financial skills, investment knowledge, and digital competencies for sustainable wealth creation.
This meeting with these stakeholders is aimed at making Nigeria reap bountifully from its demographic dividend, equipped with the needed skills and ethical grounding required for a speedily progressing digital economy. Signing a memorandum of understanding with 6 professional bodies to jointly design training programs, certification pathways, digital skills initiatives, and mentorship platforms that will strengthen Nigeria's financial and enterprise workforce.
The collaboration between our flagship She's Included initiative and WOW Africa symbolizes a formidable strategy, not only to train 10 million Nigerians, especially women and youth, in over 6,000 accredited courses, but to uplift them by the year 2030. Let us build a financial system where professionalism deepens trust, capacity unlocks opportunity, and inclusion becomes a lived reality for every Nigerian.
Even providing a platform where entrepreneurs can actually do their trainings, they can have their way, can trade their doing. We can also leverage on this to be able to catch on the AFCFTA.
We are signing an agreement for financial inclusion so that everybody in Nigeria will come into formal sector, and that will help even the new tax law so that people will be able to transact in a formal way through banking system and take credit, manage their finances very well.
Exclusion is not only by lack of access, but by limited skills, weak institutional capacity, and insufficient professional support. And the professional bodies saddled with this responsibility include the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, National Institute of Credit Administration, Chartered Risk Management Institute, and the Nigeria Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio now to speak further on matters arising from that backgrounder is Dr. Emmanuel Bassi Usman, a financial expert and CEO, Billard Realty. You're welcome to our studio, Dr. Bassi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, and thank you, Nigeria.
All right, you have watched the report. What is your assessment of it? And what message does the federal government's partnership with the 6 reputable organizations send about its approach to economic development?
Well, thank you so much. This is a bold statement that the federal government and the current administration is passing, partnering with these reputable professional bodies. That brings about credibility, brings about professionalism, and then also a statement of intent that really Nigeria really is on the path for development, for economic development. To me, is something that is laudable. To me, is something that is a clear statement that is not, where we are not going to keep this in the dustbin, because bringing ICANN, bringing the CIBN, and etc. is going to be great, and it's something that is laudable, and it's something that should be encouraged.
All right, as we encourage that, from your perspective, what does the plan to train 10,000 Nigerians signify, and what does it reveal about the direction of government policies and programs?
Yeah, thank you so much. 10 million Nigerians being trained on financial literacy, being trained on entrepreneurship, being trained on economy, on how to manage businesses, is really a statement of intent, as I said, that will bring, will shift from focus on certificate to building acquisition of skill that will bring value into the economy. And apart from that, also it will help to create employment. And let me say this, it's not only someone that wants to be an entrepreneur that will learn, but if you have this create entrepreneurship mindset, even if it makes you to be employable, makes you to create value around you, and that will help not just you as a person being empowered, but it also help in the drive of government to create wealth, to help create employment, and as well also eradicate poverty in our society.
All right, Dr. Bassi, what advice do you have for young Nigerians, and how can initiatives like this be sustained to ensure long-term impact?
Well, the first thing is partnering with credible organizations, which is now not just about government, but this is also driven by the private sector. These professional bodies, for example, they have proved to be worthy. They have proved, they have bring about ethics, they bring about professionalism, credibility. And then also for the youth, this is an opportunity for the youth to embrace that, to get involved, to get trained. And then the craze for certificate is no more there, because certificate don't add value. It's just a paper. But now a skill that will help you to think outside the box, will have you to generate ideas, to have innovations that will not just help you as individual, but also promote and give a kind of a boost to the Nigerian economy. I said earlier, as I said earlier, this is a bold statement by the government, and if this is followed through and then implemented to the latter, it will go a long way in ensuring that our youth are taken out of the streets, and then also be financially literate and conscious, be able to manage businesses and leverage on this to boost employment. Thank you so much.
All right, we appreciate your insight on Nationwide, Dr. Emmanuel Bassi Usman.
Thank you.
Very well. Talking security now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Adeolu Ebetokun, has ordered the immediate deployment of tactical, operational and intelligence assets to Kaima local government area of Kwara State following a brutal attack on Tuesday, February 3, 2026. In a statement, the IGP condemned the violence and expressed deep condolences to the families of the victims and the people of Kwara State. He reassured Nigerians that the Nigeria Police Force remains firmly committed to the protection of lives and property. In response to the incident, security presence has been reinforced in Kaima and neighboring communities to restore calm and prevent further attacks. The police have also launched a full-scale manhunt for the perpetrators, vowing that those responsible will be tracked down and brought to justice. Meanwhile, residents are urged to remain calm and cooperate with the security agencies by providing credible information through the nearest police station or approved channels. In a similar news, the African Union condemns the terrorist attack in Kwara State, Nigeria, and vows to continue supporting Nigeria in the fight against terrorism. In a statement, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, condemned the assault as a heinous and barbaric act that violates human rights and threatens peace and security across the region. Similarly, the United States has condemned the devastating attack. In a statement by its embassy in U.S., officials extended their deepest condolences to the families impacted by what they described as senseless violence. The U.S. welcomed Nigerian President Bola Tinubu's swift actions, including orders to deploy security forces to safeguard villages in the region and directives for federal and state authorities to deliver humanitarian aid to affected communities while pursuing justice against those responsible responsible for the atrocity. In the same vein, the Turkish government pledged to support Nigeria in its fight against terrorism. In a statement posted by the country's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Turkey expressed sadness over the killings. It condemned the attacks and extended its condolences to Nigeria and the families of those who lost their lives. The government says Turkey will continue to support Nigeria in its fight against terrorism. The Nigeria Police Force has arrested 7 suspects linked to an international online investment scam hub in Agbo, Delta State. Francis Form reports that the operation was carried out by the National Cybercrime Center, NPF-NCCC, with support from the United Kingdom's National Crime Agency and intelligence from global tech giant Meta. Investigations reveal the syndicate operated a sophisticated fraud network using fake social media profiles to impersonate cryptocurrency traders and investment experts. Young Nigerians were recruited and trained to carry out phishing and retirement investment scams, targeting victims mainly in the United States and the United Kingdom.
Sites where fabricated testimonies were posted to lure victims into making financial investments. During the operation, detectives from the NPF-NCCC recovered 26 mobile phones, 42 SIM cards, and 1 laptop, all suspected to have been used in the commission of the crime.
We are committed in our ongoing partnership to carry on working with the NPF-NCCC and always improve in our ongoing collaboration to tackle fraud and give fraudsters no safe haven wherever they are in the world.
The force is urging the public to always verify online investment platforms before committing funds, stressing that as cyber criminals evolve, security agencies are strengthening both online and on-ground operations to keep cyberspace safe. Following Nigeria's defense agreement with Turkey in January this year, local defense hardware manufacturing company Deacon D7G under the Ministry of Defense is repositioning itself to capitalize on the partnership and enhance its strategic capabilities. This was highlighted at a strategic stakeholders forum in Abuja.
In January this year, Nigeria and Turkey signed a defense cooperation agreement aimed to strengthening military ties and boosting Nigeria's indigenous defense capability. Following the agreement, local manufacturers such as Deacon D7G under the Ministry of Defense is already positioning itself to tap into the Turkish expertise, particularly in areas of technology transfer, local production of military equipment, capacity building and training of personnel. A key part of Nigeria's broader strategy to strengthen indigenous defense manufacturing and reduce dependence on foreign arms import.
Deacon D7G is trying to bring the transfer technology from Turkey to Nigeria, and at the same time our new generation to take them, to train them there and bring them back home, and to be under Deacon D7G to have productions, assembling plant, and export and import.
In the past, Turkey too depended on importation of their defense needs. Today, they are self-sufficient. And that's more important, we collaborate with them because they are willing to support us to also be able to stand independently in manufacturing our defense equipment needs. Deacon D7G is going to work with a lot of Turkish companies towards achieving that fiat.
The firm says it is working in line with the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, aimed to position Nigeria as Africa's leading defense hardware producer.
We shall now be linking you up with Adejoke Odeka in our Lagos studio for more on Nationwide. Hello, Adejoke. It's over to you now.
Lynn, and welcome to Lagos. After a series of incessant protests as a result of demolition at Makoko waterfront, the Lagos House of Assembly has ordered the ministries and agencies involved in the exercise to halt further demolition with a view to dousing the tension and restoring normalcy in the state. Musa Toliat reports that the decision was taken at an enlarged stakeholders forum involving the residents of Makoko, Lagos State government, and lawmakers at the House Assembly in Lagos.
Intervention by the Lagos lawmakers struck the right chords and they agreed victims of demolition as they gathered at the House of Assembly to listen to a legislative ad hoc committee set up by the Speaker to address their plight. Displaced community leaders, youth groups, and women had a privilege to present their grievances and express their expectations. The emergency response of the host local council development area also came under scrutiny of the lawmakers.
I was intended that it is those who are affected that will benefit from the palliatives. You said they were on boats, they are on the water, they would not have where to sleep. You'll have gotten them maybe an apartment or where you would take them to and start feeding them and give them a camp where they can be for the meantime.
Then, the special advisor to the governor on urban renewal was asked to explain allegations of setback violations leading to the displacement of the residents and how the state government intends to alleviate the suffering of the victims.
Mr. Governor put $2 million you have to support our people. And those whose properties have been demolished, Mr. Governor has directed that we should do an enumeration. And we are not doing this alone, we are doing it with the UN agency.
Some of the displaced residents of Makoko, Okwagbo, and Shogunro waterfront communities react to the outcome of the stakeholders meeting.
The way they give us a word of peace, we also stand here to cooperate with Lagos State government and the federal government entirely.
Chairman Ad hoc Committee on Makoko Demolition, Honorable Noim Adams, explains the rationale behind the call for suspension of demolition exercise by the House of Assembly.
We have directed the ministry that henceforth all demolitions within Damogo and the environment should stop immediately. And they have accepted to stop all demolitions.
The Lagos lawmakers promised to look into demolition and the plight of displaced residents in other parts of the metropolis. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
And away from that, amid rising national security challenges, the Federal Operations Unit, FOU Zone A, Ikeja, has intensified its efforts to combat smuggling and other forms of illicit trade. Through enhanced operational strategies, intelligence-driven deployments, and strict enforcement of regulatory compliance, the unit has achieved significant results, including the recent arrest of 8 suspects in connection with these seizures, reflecting its unwavering resolve to dismantle smuggling networks and safeguard the nation's economy and security. The report. The Federal Operations Unit Zone A has recorded various seizures with a duty-paid value of over 3.3 billion naira.
Which were intercepted by diligent officers on patrol.
The Comptroller FOU Zone A, Aliyu Gambo, said the success just within 5 weeks was guided by renewed vigor and discipline anchored on inclusivity in stakeholder engagement. The review, he said, is aimed at strengthening efficiency, accountability, and enforcement outcomes.
This approach led to significant interception of 144 smuggling attempts with goods of different brands. These items are 6,954 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 21 units of assorted Tukumbo vehicles, 3,362 jerrycans of foreign vegetable oil.
The seizure and handover of 3,029 parcels of cannabis indica represent a determined effort to completely disrupt the supply chain and curb the proliferation of the drug trade in the state.
Drug trafficking fuels these threats by providing chemical catalysts such as methamphetamine and others that embolden perpetrators, erode morale, and destabilize our nation. The effects ripple through public spaces, increase health burdens from addicted-related illnesses with attendant economic losses.
While these seizures mark significant progress, the comptroller revealed that investigations are ongoing as a customs officer lost his life in the line of duty, underscoring the zone's continued commitment to tackling smuggling and protecting the well-being of citizens and its personnel. In Lagos, those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Port Harcourt after the break.
To Port Harcourt, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has again reaffirmed the commitment of his administration to remain steadfast in delivering sustainable development projects targeted at opening up the state for economic progress. Governor Fubara said this while inspecting the ongoing rehabilitation of road within the old Port Harcourt township. Kingsley Amaja reports.
For those who think the recurring political crisis will distract his administration, to the contrary, Governor Fubara says he wouldn't be distracted. The governor is back on project inspection, and this time his attention is at the old Port Harcourt township, where he also took another look at the Creek Road market. Governor Fubara described the projects as central to the infrastructural upgrade of the old Port Harcourt township, noting that the modernization of the facilities at the market would help to improve commercial activities in the area.
You can see the difficulty in driving through the Creek Road and what is happening there, because we don't have good settlement for marketers. So if you fix these markets, those people trading along the street will vacate the streets, and they will be inside the markets. And when they're inside the markets, the road can also be fixed properly. And the beauty of the town will start reflecting. That's just what we're here. I promise our people, no matter the situation that we're in, we will not lose focus.
The governor inspected ongoing and completed projects. The road rehabilitation works span from Borokiri through all major streets in the old township, aimed at delivering lasting infrastructural upgrade in that axis of the city. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
The International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation is observed annually on 6 February to raise awareness and highlight progress in the global fight against the harmful practice. While Nigeria has recorded significant strides towards eliminating female genital mutilation, health experts emphasize that sustained commitment and coordinated action are still crucial to achieving its complete eradication. Chidibiroyan reports on the persistent challenges confronting efforts to end female genital mutilation.
Female genital mutilation involves procedures that intentionally alter or injure female genital organs for non-medical reasons and is widely condemned as a violation of human rights with serious implications for the health, dignity, and well-being of girls and women. In many communities, this vulnerable group remains exposed to the risk of female genital mutilation, which can lead to infections, reproductive problems, and complications during childbirth. Beyond health concerns, the lasting impact of FGM imposes challenges on society and hinders the social and economic advancement of affected girls and women.
We have issues of bleeding, we have issues of pain, we have issues of having a difficulty during delivery. The message I want to pass is that there's no health benefits to it, so it's actually not necessary.
While Nigerian laws prohibit female genital mutilation, advocates stress the need for stronger enforcement, awareness campaigns, and support for survivors.
The 1999 Constitution as amended has provided for a dignity to human person. That is dehumanizing the girl child or the woman. So female circumcision in all forms or in all ways is prohibited internationally, regionally, locally, and even nationally. So we are speaking against the mutilation of the girl child.
It's actually a criminal offense. There are so many laws against it, particularly the Rivers State Child Rights law talks about it, condemns it, and is punishable with some terms of years.
The pressing question remains, how can FGM be completely eliminated? This year's observance provides the answer. Through its theme, towards 2030, no end to FGM without sustained commitment and investment. It is a call for sustained collaboration and shared responsibility to break the cycle of female circumcision. In Port Harcourt, Chidie Bere Onyia, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. It's back to Nolin in Abuja for the rest of the news. Good evening. Thank you very much, Dibabari. Good evening to you too. Works Minister David Umahi has mandated China Harbour Engineering Company and its sister company China Harbour Operation and Maintenance Company handling the Maraba Kefi Akwanga Lafia Makudi dual carriageway to immediately implement dust control measures, including soil stabilization techniques. This followed a formal petition received from the public over the ongoing Makudi 9th Mile Enugu Road project, where excessive dust from construction activities has continued to pose environmental and health risk to residents on the corridor. He warned that failure to resolve the issue within 7 days would lead to the project's suspension. On the dualization of the Maraba Kefi Akwanga Lafia Makudi route, the minister also observed that portions of the earlier completed route by the past administration were already falling and directed that the first 5 kilometers of the project be milled, re-asphalted with concrete and properly remarked, stressing that the contractor has been given 7 days to commence the work. Umahi stated that the current administration inherited 2,064 ongoing projects valued at more than 13 trillion naira as of May 29, 2023, excluding those on the infrastructure tax credit scheme. Meanwhile, road construction and rehabilitation are progressing nationwide despite funding constraints. Now, in a bid to strengthen Islamic education and promote self-reliance in the Northeast, the Nigeria Arabic Language Village, Ngala, in collaboration with the Northeast Development Commission, has commenced the training of 600 Sangaya and Islamia teachers across the region. Yunusa Suleiman reports.
The 2 weeks Train the Trainers program is part of the Northeast Development Commission's broader commitment to strengthening non-formal education and equipping Sangaya and Islamia school teachers with relevant skills to deliver quality learning across the Northeast. Speaking during the training exercise in Damaturu, where 100 participants were engaged, the director and chief executive officer of the Nigerian Arabic Language Village in Ngala, Professor Ibrahim Muhammad, said the training became necessary due to the misuse and manipulation of the Arabic language, as well as the need to introduce modern teaching methods.
Part of what we call the renewed hope agenda. The renewed hope agenda of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a political slogan. It's not an empty promise, but it is a fact. That's why we're here.
The managing director of the Northeast Development Commission, represented, said the commission is well positioned to support initiatives aimed at improving the Almajiri education system and addressing the challenge of out-of-school children in the region.
What the commission is doing is to involve Islamia and Sangaya school teachers, empower them and train them so that they can have a means of livelihood.
Beyond teaching modern instructional techniques, the program also includes an entrepreneurship component designed to empower the teachers with practical skills that will make them self-reliant, while discouraging both teachers and Almajiri pupils from roaming the streets. In Damaturu, Yunusa Suleiman, NTA News.
From Damaturu, we take you to Sokoto, where in a bid to expand educational opportunities, the AGILE project in Sokoto State is targeting 50,000 adolescent girls for the 2025-2026 enrollment drive, aiming to empower young girls, bridge school gaps, and strengthen learning and personal development. Abdullahi Umar Ilalu reports.
Nigeria's northwest, there are alarming number of adolescent girls not enrolled in formal education due to socio-economic challenges in the region, such as poverty, gender imbalance, and insecurity that often disrupt schooling and parental willingness to send their children to school. Then comes the AGILE project, a collaborative initiative of the World Bank, the Federal Ministries of Education, and that of Finance, as well as some of the affected states, including Sokoto. The aim is to create an enabling environment for learning and empowerment, ensuring that adolescent girls in Sokoto State have access to quality education and opportunities for personal development. In its drive to improve teaching and learning, 240 secondary schools have been renovated, while 56 new schools were constructed under the school margin grant. For adolescent girls who are out of school or have dropped out of the formal system, special learning centers have been established across Sokoto State under the out-of-school program.
We urge all the parents to find time, bring all their children to school and ensure that they benefit from these programs. All classrooms have been renovated, toilets were constructed, boreholes are constructed just for these children to feel comfortable and learn in an atmosphere that will support them to really strive.
To further bridge the gap in school transition, about 50,000 adolescent girls have been empowered, a program officially flagged off by the wife of the Sokoto State Governor, supporting a seamless move from primary to secondary education and ensuring that every girl have the chance to thrive. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba, NTA News.
We now take up Abdullahi in Sokoto to bring us up to speed with the development over there. It's your uptime, Abdullahi.
Nolin, with me here is the state coordinator of the project AGILE here in Sokoto, Dr. Mansour Isa Buhari, who will shed more lights on the activities or rather effort of Sokoto State Government in this direction. And now, Doctor, can you just give an overview of this project 2025 here in Sokoto State?
Yes, in 2025, the Sokoto State Government has been able to, through the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment in the state, provide financial incentive to 41,821 adolescent girls. And it has been also able to, the Sokoto State Government has been able to renovate 749 classrooms across 240 secondary schools. 2026, within the first quarter of 2026, the state government is renovating 208 more schools, and it is constructing 56 new junior and senior secondary schools, and it is also expected to give financial incentive to about 60,000 adolescent girls in the state.
Now, that is the much you can take from here in Sokoto back to the studios in Abuja for continuation of the news, nationwide news.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi. All right, we'll still stay with Sokoto, where Sadia Umar Digi is in our studio there to deliver more news for us from that end. Hello, Sadia, over to you.
For joining us. Towards strengthening safety compliance, emergency response readiness, and reinforcing a zero-tolerance approach to negligence, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency, Sokoto Regional Office, has conducted a staff mock crash simulation exercise to enhance emergency preparedness in line with global best practices. The two-day drill tested response coordination, rescue capacity, and adherence to safety protocols under real-time crisis conditions, ensuring staff are fully prepared to handle emergencies efficiently. Abdullahi Umar Ilal reports.
The mock air crash simulation exercise was conducted to enhance preparedness among aviation personnel and key stakeholders, while assessing the effectiveness of emergency response plans in the event of real aircraft accident. Beyond this, the exercise focuses on saving lives, minimizing damage, and strengthening interagency coordination during air crisis situations. It also aimed at improving compliance with safety regulations and discouraging negligence among participants, drawn from 4 regional airport stations covering Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, and Niger states.
And when it comes to emergency, everybody has a role to play, and that's why we are all here. to look for synergy for us to be able to work together.
Officials from aviation agencies at the regional level commended participants for their resilience and professionalism displayed during the exercise, noting that such simulations provide valuable lessons for real-life emergency situations.
After this exercise, it's an opportunity for us to go and work on it to close the gap, to improve on our performances and efficiency to manage the situation.
We make sure periodically we test all the various facilities and the various expertise we have.
The exercise concluded with an interactive session where participants reviewed performance outcomes and discussed ways to enhance prompt rescue operations and response efficiency. Such exercises, which are held periodically, remain vital tools for strengthening emergency readiness and reinforcing safety standards across the aviation industry. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
Determined to reposition the health sector for greater impact, the Sokoto State government is moving to unite all health parastatals for a seamless healthcare delivery system. This resolve was demonstrated during an advocacy visit by the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Farouk Umar Abubakar, to agencies under the ministry. Again, Abdullah Umar Ilalu tells us more.
The Advocacy Tower is a clear demonstration of the Sokoto State government's resolve to strengthen institutional cooperation and promote a unified health system across the state. The agencies visited include the Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the Malaria Elimination Agency, the Sokoto State Contributory Health Management Agency, and the Hospital Services Management Board. Bringing all parastatals under one umbrella will enhance coordination, improve service delivery, and ensure more efficient use of resources, in line with the state government's 9-point SMART agenda. The visit underscores significance of engaging management of the agencies, assess their operations firsthand, and chart a new course for improved performance.
So impressed. What's the most important is the problem which is on the staff. Almost all the complaints of the staff with the agency are available.
Management of the institutions welcomed the initiative and called for urgent intervention in areas such as office space, furniture, and operational tools as the state intensifies efforts to transform healthcare services for its citizens. The move is expected to ensure a more coordinated and efficient health system across Sokoto State. In Sokoto, Abdullah Omar Ilalu, NTA News.
And those are the news updates from Sokoto. Nolin is back to you.
And welcome to Benin. Edo State Governor Monday Okpewolo says the infrastructure development of his administration is targeted at the new Edo agenda, where citizens will enjoy good governance. The governor was speaking to Government House Press Corps after inspecting several road drainage projects across the Edo South Senatorial District. Good luck, and NINE reports.
The governor, on unscheduled inspection, visited various project sites in Benin intended to keep contractors on their toes and to ensure strict compliance with approved designs, standards, and delivery timelines. The governor, accompanied by the special advisor on project implementation and monitoring, Pueblo Williams Bello, were at Sapele Road axis, where he also inspected the Orege Old Sapele Road project down to Sapele Road bypass, Ohie, Okabere Road.
This place before is very bad, but for now, we are happy over it.
A lot of job has been done. I'm so impressed with Sapele Road. If you get there, you know that we have actually walked at Sapele Road.
He was also at the flyover bridge at Adesua Junction and expressed delight on the progress recorded. Other projects inspected include the ongoing road construction at the charismatic renewal, Buyoko Ogede Upper Ekanwa Road, where the governor noted visible improvement compared to his previous visits.
The road is super, so I've just come to thank His Excellency Akpa Komisa.
This place used to be a very waterlogged area, but with the advent of the governor coming in, I think it's good.
The New Hope agenda of Mr. President is manifested here in Edo State. So this is what we are building on, to see that we have a new Edo of our dream.
To him, the overall interest here is to bring governance closer to the people by opening up communities, improving connectivity, boosting economic activities, and delivering practical development to the doorsteps of Edo residents. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini, NTA News.
Well, that's all we have from NTA Benin. Nationwide continues shortly with Nalin in Abuja. Stay with us.
Thank you very much, Praise. Now, as Ogun State marks 50 years of its creation, the Gateway State reflects on 5 decades of resilience, growth and enduring contributions to national development. We shall now be joining Yemi Dalemo for more on the celebration of Ogun State at 50 and the journey ahead. Hello, Yemi, it's over to you.
Well, thank you for joining us. We are still basking in the euphoria of the 50th years anniversary of the creation of the state, and people are so happy that our founding fathers come together to demand for a state out of the then western region. 3 states were created, you know, the Ogun, Oyo and Ondo state. But today we are happy that the state was created because it brought a lot of development, successes and progress down to us in Ogun State. Let me tell you that before the creation of the state, our people, our youth that want to access the education, university education, they have to go to Ibadan or Lagos or even as far as Ile-Ife. But when the state was created, the state has its own university that is called Ogun State University, now known as Olabisi Onabanjo University, and people, thousands of youths, were able to access university education. As at now, we are talking about the educational hub of the country. We are talking about Ogun State with the highest number of higher institutions in the country. We're talking about the economy of the state. We have a fastest growing economy, and this has been through the efforts of the various leaders that have governed the state. I want to tell you that even recently, the president was able to approve to us in Ogun State the oil exploration in Ogun Waterside and the it's deep sea project also in Ogun Waterside. These are the things that are bringing a lot of development to the state, and people are so happy about this. And going forward, they are looking for somebody that will consolidate on this achievement and further take Ogun State to the next level.
Published. Very much, Yemi Dalim, the update on the celebration of Ogun State at 50.